Hey everyone, Big Mac here. So, after thoroughly enjoying Super Mario Galaxy 2, I started thinking about all the other, Mario games that I've gone and played over the last 20 some years. That's a big life check right there. Anyway, so I started thinking about, all the different ones that I've played, and I decided, hey, let's do a top 10 list, because there were exactly 10 that I could think of. So, this is going to be my top 10 Super Mario games. So, by Super Mario games, I mean Mario runs around and saves the princess. So, I'm not doing any spin offs, no Mario Kart, no Mario Party games, just your typical 2D and 3D platform games. Like I mentioned, I haven't played all of them. I never played any of the handheld Mario games, or Yoshi's Island, if you would consider that a Super Mario game. Yes or no. I don't know, but I've never really played it. So, um, that being said, I made a little list, and in all honesty, I keep changing this list. So, it could very well be different tomorrow when I look back at this and I'm thinking, God, I'm stupid. But whatever. So, anyway, here is my top 10 Super Mario games. Coming in at number 10, New Super Mario Bros. Wii. This game has all your classic 2D side-scrolling elements of Mario games that, we've all come to grow and love. Everything from the mushroom houses in Mario 3 to the, some side-scroll effect, which, well, some people like, some people don't like. And, of course, everybody else has their favorite parts to it. Yoshi's in a couple levels, too. But, of course, the multiplayer aspects was what made it great, and which made it a really awesome party game. For multiple people to play, where that way you can have inexperienced player play with, veterans like myself or something. And so that way it was very accessible to everybody, and that's what made it a good game. Why is it only number 10 on my list? Because it felt like, it was awesome. I loved, the introduction of the Koopa kids, but it didn't necessarily feel all that new. It felt like a bunch of familiar things that they brought back. And of course, I had never played the original DS New Super Mario Brothers, so maybe that's part of my opinion on that. Number 9, the real, quote unquote, Super Mario Bros. 2, which we collectively know as Lost Levels. I learned about this game the first time in '93 with Super Mario All Stars on the Super Nintendo when they re-released Lost Levels onto that. And I just remember thinking, man, this game is hard! And even now on the Virtual Console, I rebought it on the Virtual Console, and it is still very difficult. And I think the Virtual Console is even a little buggy, but, it's meant to be like the original game. But anyway, I found that Mario Brothers 2 is very much, it definitely feeds my appetite for challenge. Because, these games, the original NES, didn't have a whole lot of memory for, different music and levels and graphics or anything. So they had to make these games difficult in order for people to get into them and to thoroughly, play through the game. But Lost Levels, with its challenge bar set up really high, it definitely had me coming back, and I've gone back and done it again, but it just still does not have that same fluidity I thought that the first one had. I think it's great, but it is in very many ways a sequel. Speaking of sequels, number 8, Super Mario Galaxy 2. Obviously the most recent Super Mario game. Again, it's great. I love it. It's got Yoshi. Yoshi! It's got Yoshi. It brings back the Lumas. It brings back all these different elements that, we loved in Galaxy 1, as well as, everything from, I loved all of the Super Mario World music remakes too, like the Haunted House and I forget what it's called, but the the music when you're in the fast parts of the game of Super Mario World, where it has that little like running music. I don't know how to describe it, but hopefully you know what I'm talking about. I loved all those parts, but again, Galaxy 2 just felt like, you know, all of these different things from previous games that we've come to know and love. Number 7. This one might make some people a little angry. Mario 3. Mario 3 as number 7. And again, don't get me wrong, I think Mario 3 is an amazing game, but of the original 3 NES Mario games, it is the one that I played the least. I mean, it was also, you know, a pain because there wasn't like a save system at the time. So, you know, you had to use the warp whistles in order to finish the game at all. So, you know, I just often found myself doing that, you know, getting the 2 warp whistles, going to World 8, beating the game, whoop-de-doo. Obviously, I mean, it does have a lot of new aspects. I mean, you know, going back through it on All-Stars or even nowadays, you know, you can go back and check all the worlds. World 5 is probably still my favorite world, even though it has some of the most ridiculous stages. And it's also got, of course, the Frog suit, the Hammer Brothers suit, and the Tanuki suit. I love the Tanuki suit. I've got a t-shirt of me with Mario. I have a t-shirt of Mario in his Tanuki shirt, and I love that shirt. But, again, Mario 3 just never had that same draw to me that the other ones did. But I know it's still awesome. I did have a weird dream, though, one time when I was little. I want to say I was about 9 or 10. I had this weird dream. I was in World 3-1. I had the frog suit, you know, because I opened up the chest, or I went to the mushroom house to get the frog suit in World 2. So I had it on World 3-1. I went down. I grabbed I was going to grab the fire. Oh, I did grab the fire flower. You know, that if you go straight down. And then somehow I walked to the left. And there was a stage that it was like at a perspective angle, like a 3D perspective angle, that now that I think about it, looked like Super Mario RPG, which is not in this list, by the way, but it reminded me of a Super Mario RPG level where you're like in Bowser's castle and there's gray floors and there's like statues all over. And this was probably around, maybe it was because I played Mario RPG by that time. I think so. I don't know. But I just remember thinking that was a weird dream. So, enough of that. Number 6. Super Mario Sunshine! So, I know not everybody likes Sunshine. You know, some people call it the black sheep of the Mario games, but originally, I had to agree when I first got Sunshine, and Sunshine is also special in that sense because it took me a long time to even play it. Because I remember when Sunshine came out on the GameCube, I didn't have a GameCube yet. I actually didn't get one until 05. But, you know, I saw Mario Sunshine on the GameCube and I thought, I don't need to play it. So I finally got it last year. So I finally bought Sunshine last year, and initially I was not impressed. I mean, I liked the story. I liked the colorful atmosphere of Delfino Island. But, you know, initially I was going through the different stages, you know, beating up Shadow Mario, you know, trying to find these little annoying blue coins all over. And it just really did not feel like a Mario game initially until I beat Bowser. Once I beat Bowser and I went back to find all the blue coins, to find all the different shine sprites, then it felt like a genuine Mario game. It had all your different platforming elements, it had FLUDD. I thought FLUDD was cool after a while. Again, this is a game that took me a while to grow on, but now I think it's awesome. So that's number 6. Alright, I think I'm going to do this into a 2-part video, so this is Big Mac saying, later.